looks much better.
So, what is the main issues that discussed on the first plenary session today?
I think that now the world is in a very difficult situation. Still, the recovery from COVID-19 is going on. At the same time, the geopolitical tensions are really intensified. So how make the world much more normal world? That's a really issue. So particularly in the first plenary session, we talked about how to make a sort of big voice coming from the developing world. So because now G7 countries really concentrate on geopolitical issues too much, I think, actually. They forget about the world economy, but the world economy is really moving at the same time. So think of a balance between geopolitical discussions and the economy and the developing world. I think that's what we really have to think of very seriously. That was a major topic that we talked about in the first plenary session.
Second question is, in your opinion, how the developed and the developing country work hand in hand to the global economic post the COVID-19 pandemics?
Basically, G20 is a very difficult gathering. You can see the members of G20. We have US and China, and then Russia, and very provocative developing countries too. So it's very difficult to get together, but particularly at this timing, G7 is just talk about the geopolitics. So they have to think of the developing world. So I think it's very important to think of a sort of common agenda in addition to a sort of stability of the world economy.
Okay, so the last question is, could you explain any recommendation regarding with the issue for the G20 summit?
So actually, the T20 just issued the T20 communique. This is very good, actually. So well done. So we area helped shaping this one to some extent too. So they said that the recovery from the world economy, including financial arrangements, trade issues, and then talk about zero carbon society, particularly in Asia. So we really have to think of the reasonable way to achieve that objective in addition to economic development. And then digital economy, that we can get a lot of dreams coming from that, but at the same time we have a lot of backlash. Somebody will be left behind. How to do that? And also, what was that third one? Right, sorry. Inclusiveness, people-centered. Certainly we have to claim that. Then global governance. So I think policy recommendations cover the really very important common topics that we have to work together, developed and developing countries.
Well, thank you so much for the time, then, Mr.
Thank you very much.